Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of System Link, this time for Wednesday, the 22nd of October, 2025. I am your host, Jonathan Garrett, joined as always by my co-host, Mike Hazelton from the Xbox Guide. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm here. Looking forward to another System Link and Battlefield to come. So yeah, feeling good.
Yeah,
How are you?
we're feeling good, feeling ready for the cozy vibes of Battlefield, which cozy is not a word that game's ever been described as, but I think certainly just the feeling of having like a proper squad-based co-op shooter, not campaign obviously because that's shit in Battlefield, but having the multiplayer offer that kind of experience is something that's been a real gap for me, certainly since 2042 didn't land so well. So I'm very much looking forward to this tonight. We've got quite a few bits and pieces to cover. Let's get into our quick fire news items before we press on with our main focus areas tonight. We're going to be talking about Battlefield 6, of course, smashing sales records, the recent Arc Raiders server slam, and also Xbox confirming once again that they are, in fact, yes, creating a next-generation piece of hardware, that the AMD deal, the multi-year deal that they signed, was, in fact, something that has a purpose and will pay off. So, let's get to our quick-fire news items. So, in extremely jolly news, we had Luigi's Mansion confirmed for GameCube Classics on Switch 2. Thrilled about this. Building out that library slowly but surely, and this is now means that every single Luigi's Mansion game in some form is now on the Switch 2. They have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, the remake of the 3DS game, as well as Luigi's Mansion 3, all on Switch 2 natively, and then you have the backwards compatible library there for Luigi's Mansion, which is really, really jolly. Sticking with Nintendo, we're also going to be getting another Kirby Air Riders Direct, a 60-minute presentation, which I am struggling with somewhat. I cannot believe that game is getting an hour dedicated direct when it's already had a 45-minute epic. I just don't know how much there is to talk about with that game. Yeah.
If it was Mario Super Strikers or whatever the hell, you'd be loving it.
Hey, but it's not. So here we are. Nintendo are ramping up their Switch 2 production. That thing is selling like hotcakes, and they are making sure that they are well stocked, ready for the Christmas period. And finally, we have Keeper from Double Fine has just released on Xbox to some fairly glowing reviews. It's really nice to see a game like that, you know, earn its flowers and do really well. I love the fact that it's something really short and really digestible, which is perfect for that team to have incubated a game like that that's so unusual. Visually stunning, reviews agreeing that it's actually got some quite interesting moments of pathos and emotion. I haven't played it yet, but I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. So a nice little win for Xbox there after what just felt like a cavalcade of problems from that studio across messaging and closures and various other issues. So nice. It's exactly the kind of game that they said Game Pass was for. It feels to me like a Pentiment. It feels to me like a Hi-Fi Rush, something that maybe wouldn't necessarily have found a huge audience without Game Pass, but has been able to feed that subscription and continues to give it some critical acclaim, which I think has in many ways eluded Xbox for some of what should have been their big safe bets. Things like Hellblade, didn't land at all. And then we had the really inconsistent release cadence, which has now finally been addressed. We've had a good year for their first party. So, yeah, nice to see that one land. Let's now switch gears and head over to our headlines. Our first headline of this evening is unpacking the recent Arc Raiders server slam. Oh man, this was something, well, that you and I debated offline whether we were even going to play or not. We had the pleasure of playing with our Burly Bird Live co-host Stephen Murray. Check out that episode from last Saturday if you haven't already. It's really nice to see that game has landed so confidently, and even though it was pitched not as a beta but as a server slam, very, very stable, ran really well. The devs, Embark Studios, have already acknowledged various things they're tweaking in terms of balance and stability. So the data and the input from players has clearly leveraged some good results. I adore this game. It feels so polished. I hadn't really ever properly played an extraction shooter. Escape from Tarkov had kind of been the one that people have been keeping an eye on. That was probably the most popular and most well known. Not to be confused with Escape from Duckov, which has had 200,000 concurrent players on Steam last week, which was insane. But yeah, the Arc Raider server stand. We talked about it, didn't we? We were sold. We weren't sure if we were going to want to do this ahead of the launch at the end of this month, but still very glad we did. I mean, there was some really harrowing moments and surprising escalation of PvP gameplay in this, which really surprised me. How many encounters we had in our little run in this. Just
Yeah, no, I
about,
started
yeah.
because Stephen Murray hadn't played it, and it's like when we played it last time, we didn't see anyone for like the first couple of rounds, and apparently that was deliberate. But obviously, well, we didn't realize at the time, but being a server slam, they wanted to get everyone in together, and
Of
that's
course.
yeah, we had a lot more activity than we were expecting, but it was great.
I don't remember
Really,
ever.
such a tense game. I don't think I've ever played a. It reminds me the feeling is like when we used to play Rainbow Six
Mhm.
in team survival, where if you get shot, you die, and you'll be the last one on your team or something. It just felt like those sort of high stakes moments, which is just completely different to anything else we're playing. So yeah, really looking forward to launch.
Absolutely, and actually, you referenced the high stakes there. I love the idea that in that game, when you get bested, you don't feel like you're fighting against mechanics. You feel like you were just outflanked or outplayed. And every encounter has weight because you know that the other team that's pushing you is probably also carrying that risk-reward, burden on their shoulders because they've decided to push you, and they themselves might then risk losing everything. So I think it evens out encounters really nicely. I don't like, for instance, I didn't feel like there have ever been any moments particularly where like I obviously got bested by someone that just had an incredible gun that just blew me aside. It really
Yeah,
does seem very skill based and very high stakes in terms of the weight behind every encounter, which is where I think this has really landed so well for me.
if they can get the balancing, mainly the matchmaking right, because I feel like there was a moment at the end of our round, and I was thinking, why haven't they pushed us?
Hmm.
Because they would have killed us quite easily. But at the same time, they're probably thinking like they just wanted to avoid combat. Normally, when we play this sort of game, we would very rarely see people and think, let's engage them, let's be aggressive and push them. And I think that's mainly because we're not that experienced at the game yet, and we haven't played this sort of game to any great extent before. But it was interesting that the people we encountered were not really hyper aggressive, and I think it will kind of depend on how well they do the matchmaking and things to pair people up who are of similar
Well,
ability.
yeah, and having the option of sort of filling or not filling your squad as you'd expect in most sort of battle royale or team-based games. There's going to be certain moments where you want to risk going in as a two because maybe you can be a bit stealthier because you've got a smaller squad, less people to account for. But then, of course, you risk being outmatched. I just think there's so many decisions that have to go into what do you bring, how long are you going to stay there before you try and extract. Are you going to go looking for combat, or are you going to try and avoid it entirely, whether it's with Ark, the AI robots, or in fact human players? All those things are fundamental to the genre, to an extraction shooters working, but they coalesce so well in this in terms of all the design elements working. They're having the PvE and PvP in one space just gives it that constant sense that any misstep, you're going to be on the wrong foot, and you're going to then have to
Yeah,
recalculate and figure out what your approach is going to be. I feel totally engaged when I play it. Like, how quickly can I pop this smoke? How can I leverage my door blocker to cut off a squad from pushing us? All those rapid fire in the moment decisions. All the while you're still trying to cover each other's flanks, call out information to each other. Go through loot that may or may not have already been pillaged through. It's really, really interesting, and I was totally immersed in it the entire time. It's
yeah.
absolutely. I think this is a gothy contender for the old Burly Bird over here. I think this is very much going to be in the conversation, and I cannot wait until October 30th when this thing finally drops. Also, we don't really know yet. We've seen them respond so well to this server slam, both from player sentiment and also the developers taking a lot from it. We don't actually know really what lies ahead. They haven't particularly talked about a roadmap post-launch, which I think is smart. I think you want to make sure you're a game like this, which has had multiple sort of, it's had some closed alphas on PC. It's then obviously opened up on console with its beta. Now the server slam. You want as much content in there for launch without feeling like anything's being held back. But I do wonder what the cadence is going to be in terms of new locations, enemy types, equipment. How is that all going to work, given that it's a relatively speaking, a budget price release. It's 30 quid. Are we going to get that sort of seasonal model that's kind of become par for the course, especially in games like this? Or are we going to see a slightly more, is it going to be a more traditional approach with sort of paid expansions? I don't know. I don't know where this is all heading, and I think that's also intriguing to me to see how Embark take this when they've already got a well-practiced seasonal model with the finals and have iterated really gently and carefully with that game. I don't feel like they've pushed the boundaries too far. You don't feel like you're relearning a whole new meta every time a season of the finals comes out. And I certainly wouldn't want that for this either. I wouldn't want this to suddenly just rug pull you when you've just gotten comfortable. Be very interesting to see what this is. I mean, I feel like we've barely scratched the surface across the beta and obviously this recent server slam. I think there's going to be a lot in there waiting for us. But a couple months in, you start getting to the start of 2026. Might be a good time to drop, say, a new narrative event or enemy type or something like that, just to mix up the pot a little bit. It's exciting.
I feel like it'll be maps
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many there are, but the maps that we played, they weren't getting stale or anything by any stretch of the imagination, but they were starting to feel familiar, which isn't a bad thing. But I could see if you were playing like 20, 30 hours, you would start to want more maps, depending on how many there actually are at launch. But there's also like how you will get people that are just dominating, and every round they're extracting because they're so good at the game, and have basically filled up their loot, and it's kind of how it keeps those people engaged, and gives them new stuff to do, and that will be kind of challenging, and I think it's depends how well they've already built that stuff out as to what they need to do, whether they can focus on new maps and equipment and, like you said, AI, or if it needs to be it's content for like late game or high level
the end
players.
game. We don't even know what the end game for this looks like, at this point. And I suppose they've mapped out quite clearly the progression arcs. You can see the various skill trees. You have to pick lanes, don't you? And there's opportunities to respec within that. So there's definitely going to be like not quite the same as when you prestige in Call of Duty. It's not got quite the same angle, but there is opportunities to rethink your path and respec things. So I do think progression's going to be the big thing that keeps people hooked in and keeps that repeated loop of wanting to push again to go for another run and see if you can get enough XP or enough equipment to unlock your next level. So expanding the skill tree and the progression, I think is going to be really important. Upgrading your little base as well, that starting with the sending out the chicken, and then building out the different. They looked like there was about 6 or 7 different slots for upgrades and stuff, and that looks like it'll take a minute. So I think that side of it, that's the main sort of thrust in terms of late game progression. But I'd love to see what end game looks like and what that how they then move beyond that. The Division games always do a very good job of a really sort of building up to a really strong end game and then having a post end game arc, whether it's respecking or unlocking new equipment or both. Lots of unknowns here, but that's part of the fun, I think, too, is that I've kind of stayed away from any wikis or gameplay videos that expose some of the other enemy types. I know that we can see the screenshot here, we know there's some huge enemies that we haven't encountered yet, but it's one thing to see a screenshot and it'll be another to discover them in the wild, in the world where we haven't been spoiled for it, and that's very, very exciting. So lots more to come from Burly Bird Media on Arc Raiders. We'll certainly be reviewing it, playing it plenty of times on stream. There'll be opportunities to jump on and check that out. Moving on to another sort of equally successful launch. Battlefield 6 has officially sold more copies in this time frame than any other entry in the series. 7 million copies already sold. It's a fantastic record for a team that had rebounded so significantly from the objective failure of 2042 to maintain momentum and capture what Battlefield was all about. They had also made some tweaks, I believe, to Conquest that have been now reverted. I forget exactly the specifics of that, but I know that they've been making some quite rapid hot fixes to address community concerns, which is very encouraging when you sort of get a sense sometimes that these major studios spin their heel. It takes a bit too long to.
Yeah, I think it was reducing the number of tickets to make the matches end sooner, but everyone hated it. And to be honest, I played a game of Conquest last night, and it must have been It was over half an hour, and it timed out, and I was frustrated that it timed out. I didn't like that. I would
Hmm.
rather it just like if people can't do 50 minutes or even an hour in a game of Conquest, that's whatever.
That's what it
You know,
was, isn't
that's
it? That's
Battlefield to me
that's
is
what it
exactly,
is.
yeah,
Yeah, there are a
yeah.
number of
It's
times where like
a war.
artificially, yeah, but artificially rounds of like Battlefield 1943 would always feel like they went on so long because it was kind of a stalemate between the teams, and I used to love that. The idea of being able to like
Exactly, it means
pick
it's
a
close,
base
doesn't it?
and yeah, and that's where you're gonna plant your flag and try and defend. Which I suppose in some ways for some people they might think that that's slow paced or uninteresting, but actually for me that's the draw to Battlefield. It's getting in there with your squad, picking a location. Like we had a great round on stream on Saturday where it was you, me, and Steven just literally like bunkered down in one of the taller
Yeah.
buildings. I think it's that map. It's sort of like it looks like a large building site in a sort of deserty area, and there's that one building where there's like multiple floors, and we sort of bedded down and we're defending it. It's great. It's such a treat. So huge shout out to Dice and the various teams, Criterion, Ripple Effect, that have all weighed in on the production of this game, because this rebooted approach, Vince Zampala coming over there from Respawn, clearly leveraging his expertise as an exec producer. You can feel, I think, that all of the marketing, all of the design choices were all about let's go back to what worked. Let's not really push things too far in another direction. It's a very smart, iterative sequel. And that's where I think this has now found such... It just gave people what they want. Detailed, big conquest maps with lots of cover, meaningful destruction, really good squad play, good feeling guns. Those are the things people want from Battlefield.
Yeah, it's a world apart from 2042, which we played when we first played it. Like 5 minutes in, you're like, this is bad.
Yeah.
You could just tell straight away, like it was the map design, the feel, the destruction. It was all of it. And this is it feels like they've gone back to the good bits of Battlefield 5, and obviously previous Battlefield games. I think there are criticisms that can and should be made of it. It's doing certain things that are trying to emulate Call of Duty
Mm-hmm.
with particularly with the map size and the map design. We've got like three, I would say, decent maps, and the rest of them I think are too small, in my opinion, or too enclosed. Even
I think
even the big
that's fair.
conquest maps are a
Quite
bit
tightly
small.
packed. Yeah, I think the maps that are on paper, the aerial view, are still quite a big surface area. They're very dense and they compact you in quite tight. There's one I like. It's one of the New York levels where it's got that sea base in the center that's basically just a clusterfuck in the center. Like it's just feels like the worst parts of Operation Metro, which I never really liked at all for that reason. But there's a lot of surrounding areas which, again, the bases aren't that far apart. You feel like you're always on top of each other. So even though that the map itself has a lot of side streets and stuff, the bases themselves aren't positioned particularly well, and I think that creates that sense of feeling a bit on top of everything and a bit too much. Conversely, you then got maps like Liberation Peak, which I think are they feel like classic Battlefield with those big open
It's
spaces with lots of cover. And
I still don't know if it's that, but it's still not that big, is it? I mean, you can still get
not
from one side to the other in a Jeep in probably under a
yeah,
minute, I would have thought.
not in perhaps what we've seen things like Atacama Desert in the past, like those absolutely honking great levels. But this that felt maps like Liberation Peak feel closer to what I was hoping this Battlefield would be, which is really nice to see. I do have concerns on my side. I do have concern about some of the weapon balancing. So I think that shotgun that the assault class has it should be effective at very close range. The problem is that the movement, which is a little bit faster and a little bit less heavy, and probably is aping Call of Duty a little bit, doesn't gel very well with that shotgun, which is very powerful. And I think that
Yeah,
does create scenarios where that can be taken advantage of a bit too easily at this point.
I've definitely still not found my feet with the shooting and the like. It feels good, but I'm not good at it. But I haven't been particularly good at a Battlefield game for quite a while. But like there was an example yesterday. I was crouching through a corridor because I knew there was someone about. There's no way he knew I was there. He sprinted around the corner, jumped in the air, and shotgunned me, and one hit kill. And it was like I went around a corner and my gun was pointing in the right place, and like I did everything right. My
Yeah.
reactions, I guess, were a bit slow, but it was annoying that someone jumping in midair of a shotgun was able to kill me when I was like set up perfectly for that engagement. But um, that's quite rare that stuff happens. I mean, I get more frustrated by people shooting me from long range, which is yeah, it's probably my own fault for not using cover very well. I think the maps that appear to be coming, one of them certainly looks really small. So I think what the game needs is more big maps.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see. What I would like is like with Battlefield 5, there was a specific option you could choose where you would only play large conquest maps with
Right.
I think
Yeah,
they
yeah.
all had air vehicles on, and that was kind of the distinguishing feature. Um, there aren't enough maps to do that at the moment. But I don't know how many maps have you know, some of them you have air vehicles on, but it's a bit impractical. They fly off the map after like 10 seconds. Um, so I think they need to focus a bit on addressing people's concerns with that side of stuff. And I hope they don't think because Call of Duty's coming out, they need to try and compete with that.
No,
I think
no,
they've done what they need to do.
to differentiate, right? I think
Yeah.
so, and I hope that certainly in terms of the map design, what I want to see is that in each new season, give us like a big classic large scale conquest map, and then if you need to balance that out with a smaller equivalent, which is clearly connecting. It has found an audience. So yeah, I'd want to see both of those things being featured in those seasonal updates. Game with Passion coming in on YouTube saying I turned that shotgun into a sniper, still able to use it as close range. Well, yeah, absolutely. I can imagine you putting the hours in, getting your accuracy up. Absolutely.
I would love to know how many people enjoy the map variety like that in terms of the size. I'd like to know whether you have people that really love the small maps and they're kind of that's their specialism, and then some people that really love the big maps, because you could obviously, and you see some games they'll have big maps and then they'll take a segment of that big map and make it a small close quarters map. So if you want to play close quarters,
yeah,
you
some of the game modes do fit that better. So like Breakthrough deliberately shrinks the map down to one objective and puts the deployments very close together. So some of those maps which are already small, I think, are built to support those other game modes as well, and then they blow them out a little bit for Conquest. It's just what we're seeing is that not every map is then pushing to the scale that we'd like to see Conquest maps traditionally occupy, and that's something that is definitely something I'll be looking at when these seasonal updates do start dropping. So moving on now to a slightly nonsense story, but it is important that we cover it. Xbox have once again announced that they are making a next generation Xbox. The thing they've announced at least twice formally, that they announced a multi-year partnership with AMD, which you do not sign because of how long these things take to develop, to incubate and research and then release. You don't make that kind of agreement and sign on that dotted line if you aren't intending to produce hardware. It doesn't make sense. They literally said the deal was signed for them to facilitate the next few years of Xbox hardware, whether that's branded devices across, Asus and the ROG, the Xbox Ally X, or indeed their own, whether we're looking at some kind of hybrid console. But yes, there is going to be another Xbox after this one. Now, given the way this generation is shaken out, stagnating console sales, which we've talked about before, is it potentially the last traditional quote-unquote Xbox that we see from them? Possibly. What is an Xbox? Or rather, this is an Xbox. Those two things seem to be being conflated quite a lot. I do believe that we're going to start seeing a shift into these console boxes offering a PC-like experience, but plugged into your telly, with a certain sort of slickness to their UI and stripping back the other non-gaming features that you get on Windows. But yes, Xbox are in fact making another console. Thoughts on this nonsense?
Yeah, like fed up with talking about it. Really, it's I feel like generally people have a pretty good idea of what's coming. They wouldn't have to keep saying this if they weren't fucking up the current generation so badly, having fucked up the previous generation so badly. It's almost like they're surprised that they have to keep saying, "Oh, don't worry. Yeah, there's definitely another piece of Xbox hardware coming. Don't worry about it. Well, I can't believe you don't trust us." And it's like, the reason people don't trust you is because you're doing everything you possibly can to negate the need for people to have console hardware.
Hmm.
So people like what? So if they're not supporting their current console hardware, which they're not because they're barely manufacturing them, their partnerships with
Raising
the
the
retailers
price.
are
Yeah.
yeah are screwed. Um, it doesn't look as though they want to. It doesn't look as though that's their strategy.
Well,
And
that's
fair
but
enough,
that's the thing
they
though.
may be making one,
Yeah.
but I don't see that they'll have a some sort of strategy visual somewhere, and console hardware is not at the top of that visual. It's
Well,
down at the
no, and I
bottom.
think so. Let's look at it the other way now. All of those things you just said, I think, as them going, yeah, we can't fucking wait to make our next console because the next console is going to be a PC hybrid. Like we can't. We're
Yeah.
so done with this phase of our business, and it's not working. It's not growing. It's tanking. We're seeing that services are going up. We're seeing that growth is on PC. We've just seen that our handheld has been well received. That we partnered with someone else to make a Xbox branded PC device that's high end. That is going to be the thing that they produce. What's interesting there though, and I saw someone talking about this online, is that the Series S was their most successful console this generation in terms of sales. And if they do go the high end PC route, I would reasonably assume that PlayStation for PlayStation 6 will go more quote unquote traditional for console hardware, which means they would significantly potentially undercut Xbox in
Oh
price.
man, I'm not looking forward to it because all the rumors are suggesting that certainly at least Xbox will have a SKU that's more powerful than anything PlayStation will put out.
Mm-hmm.
And if that is their only SKU, it's just going to be a bloodbath, I think. I understand what they're trying to do. If they can make a high-end PC basically that undercuts normal PC hardware because
Yeah.
they're making it en masse and they've got deals in place and maybe they make a loss on it, then that obviously could work. But it's just the whole thing with Game Pass and clouds and Xbox Play Anywhere, all of that is about and backwards compatibility. It's all about ease of use for casual consumers and like mass adoption, not high-end consumers who can pay £1,000 for a piece of hardware. I just think they're going after the market that they gave up on.
Mm.
Um, with the Series X, after they gave up on a Series X, which in my opinion they've basically done already, they and Series S sold better. Like you said, they're suddenly trying to catch the Series X market again. I just don't understand
Well,
why they would be
also,
doing that.
yeah, and also let's look at it as well. Game with Passion saying, I think the PC hybrid is the only way forward for them. However, on the bright side, they will have Half-Life 3 as an exclusive. Well, yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. But
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah.
yeah, uh, the the interesting thing here is I think what the Game Pass branding that they've just redone and they've done all this pricing again is if the next Xbox is a PC hybrid, what's the need to have 4 tiers? Game Pass should just be for one. It's just Game Pass, surely. And if you've got a
Game Pass
window,
Ultimate for £30 a month.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Which do you know what I mean? Like I could see them going to like a 2 tier thing because they wouldn't need to separate necessarily. Cloud is in everything. They've made that very clear. Cloud's in everything now, except for PC Game Pass. I certainly think that subscription goes away. The lower price PC Game Pass, which is still getting me my day one games on PC because I lowered to that. I think that goes away, and it's just Game Pass. It's Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass Essential. They'll have 2 tiers, and that covers, as it does now, PC, console, and cloud, and they'll be the only ways to access it because their next generation console is essentially a plugged into PC storefronts.
I think it depends on the uptake because they've obviously felt the need to almost price out the day one games from most people. Obviously not the PC Game Pass people, but if suddenly they lose loads of people from Ultimate because as they probably have done, suggesting that people are happy to just buy day one games rather than getting them through Game Pass, then it might not be they might start to walk back on that day one strategy because it feels as though it may not have worked for them
No,
in the
exactly.
long run,
Well,
and
also,
it's an opportunity to walk it back.
a couple of good points also from Game with Passion there. That's a very good point as well, Mike. That it gives them the door open to potentially then rethink their approach. You saying about don't know how they compete with Steam. Game with Passion. Well, they don't. That's the point. I think all of this is about them going. Well, let's brand with it vaguely saying other storefronts, which they talk about on the ROG Ally, which I always thought was really interesting wording. I love digging into press releases and how they market these things, and that wording. They didn't say the Epic Games Store, they didn't say GOG, they didn't say Steam. They said multiple other storefronts, and then showed like the little logos on the screen. So they don't compete. They just give it a place where people can access that, and they're not getting a cut from that at all. That's helping Steam in that sense, because it's going to get them more sales, because people are buying through their launcher. But it will be people still in their ecosystem accessing games through Game Pass or buying that, whatever that souped up hardware looks like. So I don't think they compete with Steam. I think they if it's not, if they can't buy them out, and they certainly can't compete with them, they use them as much as they can to prop up their new proposition. The online question is another good one too. Game with Passion saying as well, like, what about the online? Well, you don't pay for online, do you, on PC? So
I was just going to say, so Game Pass Essential would actually cease to exist as well, wouldn't it?
Because that's the one that gets you the online play, doesn't it?
I think that it is risky to open up Steam, because you will get some people that will just, if they price the hardware competitively so it's cheaper than like building your own PC or whatever. People will buy the box, put Steam on it, and not do anything related to Xbox. And if they make that legitimately possible to do, which you could do that with the ROG, obviously at the moment, then it's a risk. So I don't know. I think the pricing is going to be bad for it. I think it's based on everything else we've seen. I don't know who is going to be able to, who's going to be really excited about it enough to put down that amount of money.
Yeah, would a PC audience already willing to spend 1,500 quid look at it and go, well, why am I going to spend less than that on something that might then be undercooked? Equally, the Series S audience that has adopted this generation more than the X will look at the price and balk at it. So it's a really tricky Venn diagram that they have there. So then I think it circles back to a point we made months ago when we were talking about what these next consoles are going to be, because the PlayStation 5 and Series X are so, it's similar and on par in terms of like hardware. It will come down to features. The FPS boost and quick resume on Xbox are features that matter to me. So that does give it the console to console, forget the games for a minute, just the hardware. Those features do give the Xbox an edge for me, because those features matter to me. The auto HDR and those things, they do matter to me. So that doesn't mean that that's going to matter to the mass market, because I certainly don't think the Series S audience is looking for those things. But it's interesting from our perspective as people that like the hardware and want to be invested in these ecosystems. I think services are going to become so critical because they're so similar now to just PCs.
The danger is, as soon as you turn the console into a PC, you lose the ability to do stuff like quick resume. I would have like quick resume across 5 games or however many you get at the moment on console. It's going to be difficult on a PC version of a console where you've got the entire Steam library of crazy games that haven't been tested at all with quick resume. It sounds like on the ROG it's a bit of a nightmare already with the compatibility of some of the stuff. So I think the console gamers that go to the new box, they're really going to have to do a lot of work on the user interface and making those features that console gamers have become used to. Quick start up, get straight into the game, quick resume from where you left off. It's going to be interesting how they manage that. If they obviously, we don't know the direction they're going in, but it's going to be tricky for them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning into this latest episode of System Link. Our first podcast segment is now done, but stick around. We're going to be playing some Battlefield 6 live on stream. Just indulging some squad jolliness. We'll go for a brief intermission just while we're getting ourselves set up, and then we'll be back and ready to play. So yeah, folks, we will see you shortly for some Battlefield 6. Right, let's see if this is actually working. It does not look good on the stream. Oh no! Oh! No! I think we're there. Yes, we are. Let's make sure actually we have sound. I think we're there. Yes, we are. Let's make sure actually we have sound. I think we're there. Yes, we are. Yeah.
Looks alright, yeah.
It's working great. Slick Rick. Right. So, let's. Well, okay, we're not doing anything apart from. Conquest is the jam, isn't it? So.
Hopefully, I get in the game this time.
Well, yeah, we had some nonsense, didn't we, before? So let's see if that's now resolved itself. I'm gonna see if I can change my Twitch category on my phone.
Level 18, you fuck. How do I access my dashboard?
Manage your stream. Let's chat. That's activity.
Oh, right in at the start. Good.
Well, here we go. I can actually change it to Battlefield from here. Whoa. Are we at the start of a round?
We are.
Fantastic. Right, let's do it. Hey! I'm trying to get on board! Ah! Oh, you're too fast.
Oh!
Ah! Are you driving?
No, I'm
I was
shooting.
going to say that is disgraceful behaviour if you're driving.
Come on. Come on!
Ah! Yes!
Yay. Yeah, funnily enough, I had very little to do with it. Oh, shit.
Oh God. Ditching. Vehicle damage. Oh, I tried to RPG our own tank. There's a guy shooting me. Please don't revive me. I'm not in a revivable place. It's just not a good idea. I'll try to spawn on you. You seem to be in combat though.
There's just loads of people here, but you should be able to spawn, I would have thought.
Nope. Oh yes, I can now. Yeah, I'm ready. We've got a
It
tank
was
down
busy
low.
up here, but everyone jumped off. Helicopter in the sky as well. Sniper on that roof.
Oh, his tank's nearly down, but I'm out of ammo. You got any ammo I can grab?
I'm just about to die, but watch out, there's a sniper over there.
Oh shit, yep.
I'm gonna go back down that zip.
Yep, joining you. I'm with you.
Oh shit, I need to remember I need to fucking revive people. Do I want to risk that, though? Yes.
Guys dead
Oh,
ahead.
there's a guy here. Yep.
2 on the stairs. 3 on the stairs. Double kill. There's 3 guys here. Dead ahead. Oh. I'm in a terrible place.
Well, oh, fuck.
Sorry, they ran in as you were saying that. That is not good. Oh man, we've lost everything.
David.
Yeah, spawning on a David. Heading to A. Oh yeah, the whole squad of them just moved out from A. Over there. On your right. Pushing up on him. Accuracy's terrible.
Tank.
Don't pretend it's not there. Secret pipe man's dead. Tank is going around the back of A. I'm heading in now. That tank's moving in. I'm gonna try and get behind it. Vehicle damage. Oh! That tank is nearly dead. There we go. Tank's down. Yes, Mongoose General. Battlefield synergy. Right, let's do it. It's sniper-tastic, this alley. Gonna want to push to C, but it's gonna be a tough time. We've got a chopper as well.
Contact! Enemy helicopter!
I'm moving up. Ooh. I'm in a great position here. Moving up to the truck. Oh.
Generally, well, it's no point in us being out in the open here. So.
Oh shit! There's a tank on the right hand side between C and my position.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I can move up to you without getting sniped. I'll try. No.
Oh no! That was horrible! Ah! Ah!
There are loads of snipers.
Ah! Why could they not have just let me have that cinematic moment? Come on. Just let me have it. It was going to be so cool. Going into B. I shall spawn on you. If it will let me, silly cursor.
Enemy tank.
Yep, I see it. It's my yob. Okay, it's dead.
Ah, fucking.
Oh! Someone just pinged me. I don't know where that was from. Yeah, crossing with you. Oh, down the alleyway.
Ahead.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I think we got him. No, that's just a brick wall.
A brick wall. He's nearly dead. Yes, nice finish. Oh, dead ahead. Another one there. Just got into the building on the right. Our guy in here died. Oh, he went prone. He really John Wicked me there. David got him.
I owe you one.
He stole your revive points.
I didn't even start.
Keep pushing up to C. Guys here. My accuracy's terrible. One sniper down. Oh!
Ah, what the fuck?
What killed you?
LMG, I think. I couldn't even see him. It looked like he shot me through the wall, I think. But I don't know how he knew I was there.
Let's move.
Why did I wait so long to inject you? Grenade!
I think it's the LMG guy just shooting through the...
Oh! Oh, there's a guy behind me.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. They're pushing into B. Let's try and retake.
We need defensive support on a marked objective.
Spawning on Norberg.
Otherwise known as Norbit. We've got a tank outside B as well.
We got 7 guys in B.
Okay, I'm pushing over to you. We've got a tank here still as well. Reloading. RPG was terrible. Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Grenade!
Ah, he's gone in that building.
Oh, up high, up high! Oh! First floor overlooking our doorway. Nice.
Oh. I don't know why he didn't wait for the respawn there.
Oh, I shouldn't have pushed out. That was silly. There's loads of guys pushing into your building. Towards my corpse. FTW and Mr. Shah, I'm gonna rewind and check from the beginning. Have a good one playing Battlefield. Ah, cheers, buddy. Yeah, we covered a few jolly topics tonight. So thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you checking it out. Spawning on Norbit.
Yeah.
Nice fucking work.
Oh my god.
We have Bravo under attack.
Ah, behind me.
Oh, Dead already.
Getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time. You know I was checking the stats.
Thank you so much.
At least my deaths are giving you revive opportunities, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also dying lives, so don't worry about it.
Tank.
But I've got no one to revive me.
Hey, I've been trying my best. I see you with your defibs. Ah.
Someone's got to do it.
Oh, he should be dead and he knows it. Got guys above me in this building outside B.
Try behind us somewhere.
Yeah, I saw the ping.
I got spare.
Thank you.
Objective Bravo.
Just gonna fuel up.
Tank on the map.
We now hold objective Bravo.
Yeah. Oh, nice. B's been taken. That's jolly. Ooh, hello.
Attack the marked objective.
There's some guys I think still above us in this building. I'm going to climb up the stairs
Oh,
on
mate.
this side. Oh, shit. Coming to you.
Ah,
Ooh.
fuck.
Oh, that was awesome.
Okay, have my back.
I'm with you. Let's push around to D.
Oh, you made some progress. How'd you get over there?
Just did a quick run. Tank overlooking. Gonna pepper it.
No, there's enemies.
Moving down.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna die.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa!
fucking snipers.
Oh no, too many of them.
Trying.
Desperately trying to mash X to pull you out of there. So close. David's made a little run in there. I'm going to try and spawn on him if he doesn't die.
It's gonna be tough.
'Cause
He's quite good, isn't he, Dave?
Oh, he's alright. Good old Davy boy. Going to B. I want to keep pushing towards
Yeah.
D. I think that's the right thing to do.
Quite a lot of enemies at B, though.
Sniper on top of D just popped me. That little ridge that we went across, there's enemies gathering up there. Also a sniper watching this position. Where are you being hit from? Oh, top of the cliff.
I don't know.
Ah! You know that cut through we went through to D? They're positioned up on there. I love you chucking the box out the window. That's great. Special delivery. That's like a yodel delivery driver.
Yeah.
That's great.
Here's
Just
your
lobbing
fucking
it.
parcel.
Here's your fuck. Fragile, you fuck. Oh, that bloody sniper up there. He's.
I know. I don't feel safe anywhere on this map.
No, I know.
I feel like we're so pinned down at B.
You need to try and pop this tank. It's causing a bottleneck. Oh, man.
Coming to it.
I need to be able to get round here so I can RPG this tank, but... Oh shit, there's too many guys. Oh, no, terrible. Tank's on fire, though. It's nearly dead. I'm in a terrible position. I would not recommend a revive.
Okay.
There's a tank literally watching my corpse, so
I am also in a terrible position.
I will spawn on you then.
I can't believe it let you do that.
Well, that was cheeky. Oh, that sniper on that hill. Moving to the other building.
Oh, you get extra points for a concealed revive. I like that.
Nice. What, as in it's behind cover when you do it?
Yeah, or you pop the smoke first.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, guy pushed up
Oh
on
man,
me.
look at all the reds on the map. They're all
I know.
pushing B. D, sorry.
I'm in a vaguely decent position if you can get me.
Oh shit, sorry, I didn't.
That's alright. I'm in cover. It'd be a prone revive. Oh no, was that your smoke?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pro squadage.
Ah, I've got to do better than that.
Got one.
Thank you.
I assume you
Tanks
got
out
some mad
there.
assists.
I didn't actually.
Ah, it's disappointing. I see the tank.
I didn't hit him, so can't really argue with it.
Trying to target it. No, I'm gonna go down. Yeah. Just trying to push for these tanks. I need to fuel up with you. I need to get more rockets, otherwise I'm just going in there with nothing.
You're a lifesaver.
Out.
Oh, he did it.
He did. I'm taking fire.
Fucker.
I know. Oh, loads of guys
outside
here.
my window.
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, we're not making any progress at all, though, are we?
I know. Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh, he's there. He's right on the corner on the right. And he just popped his head round. Cheeky chappin'.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all.
Yeah, Game with Passion, I agree with you on the small maps, you know, are good because it forces you to, you know, be in combat. You can't really camp. The big maps in Battlefield games do often lend themselves to that kind of gameplay. But equally, you know, if you're able to push through, these guys have done a good job holding this map down, but there have been so many instances where I played against teams with loads of camping players, and we still won. Because we pushed through and held more of the map that made sense. These guys, I think, have got a really good balance of like a couple of core snipers. And then they've held the map too. I'm gonna try and cross. Bit of a death alley, this one.
We need attack support on the marked objective. Hostile forces have maintained control of the fight.
Falling on you when I can.
Oh, terrible. I just walked out of cover without actually checking. That was ill-advised. We've got guys over at C. I can see them. No pun intended.
Ah.
Oh, behind us. Just saw a red blip. Yep. Alleyway at the back. Oh.
Ah, fuck me.
Let's move. Thanks. Thank you.
We don't want to give up too much ground at B, though. Oh, this here, where I've just pinged, is like a nightmare road. That is where the sniper has got his like little beady eyes all over it.
I mean, we need tanks and things, really, don't we?
I know, we're just not pushing through.
We're not really using our equipment.
Someone's got through to D though, which that sniper isn't able to capture because he's up too high.
Sniper.
Who keeps pinging that?
Oh, no way! Just not even gonna bother waiting for a revive there. I was so terrible.
Defensive position needed.
I'm actually gonna spawn in at D because we've got it, and it's like quite disruptive now for them.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm gonna try and go for this sniper. I'm gonna assume that there's like horrific mines at the top of the zip line, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a whole squad up here. One that appears to have like an incendiary shotgun or something. There's a whole squad of guys at the top of D. They're not re-securing it, but they're up there.
Yeah, spawned in.
I don't know if there's any other ways up besides the one zip line.
There must be.
Oh, there
surely.
is. There's two. There's two. There's two different zip lines.
Tank on the loose.
Oh, we've breached. Oh,
Oh,
so
fuck.
close. So close to taking that rooftop. So close to taking that rooftop.
Marked objective under threat. Let's defend the position. Bravo is under attack.
Your life. Cover me. Oh shit! Look out!
I've barely seen our own tanks.
I know. They've dominated with vehicles in this. We've taken this rooftop, so D is now ours. We've lost B though.
Yeah, I lost the rest of the map.
I'm going for it. Activating battlefield theme.
On you. Can't spawn.
Yes, you can.
Danger close.
God damn it. Okay. Oh! I broke my legs.
You're in
Oh.
combat with the floor.
I'm in combat with a
Losing
lack of
D.
ankles. I forgot to press B to do the combat roll, so I just ended up landing and shattering my kneecaps.
Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't kill that guy. I'm gonna have to record that, it was terrible. I must have hit him. Like 10 bullets must have gone in him. It's
Jesus.
ridiculous he didn't die.
That was terrible. Oh my god, that just sums it up. Well, folks, thanks for tuning into the latest episode of System Link. We've been thoroughly humbled in that last round of Battlefield. You can find us at Burly Media on all of the things. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, as well as YouTube, right here, also on Twitch, as well as our Discord, again, at Burly Media. Please do consider jumping in and checking it out. Mongoose General with a career best. Mike, where can people find you?
You can find me at theexportsguide.com and at the Exports Guide on Threads and Blue Sky.
Lovely stuff. Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
See ya.